Going out at night hunting coyotes is something that is unlike anything else you can do. You know that there's other animals out there. You know there's bears and coyotes, and you can't see anything. And unless you're looking through a night vision optic, you have no idea what's going on. I'm Andy SLADE. I'm pro staff with MDT, and we're going to be going on a coyote hunt in Appomattox, Virginia. Ryan at MDT reached out to Sean at DNA Firearms, and he was very excited to take us out and show us a good time.
We had Sean Casey come out and give us a hand, bring us some of his rifles here. Sean's from DNA Firearm Systems, and he's just gonna go over the rifles real quick that we have set up that we're gonna be using tonight.
All right, so a few of these rifles that we use is what we call our 75 Ti Carbon Tactical. Integrates our action, our titanium action, a proof research blank, some of those blanks being exclusive to DNA, specific to what we're doing tonight, predator hunting, and it features the awesome MDT HNT 26 chassis in any configuration that you like. We integrated some custom parts in here to make this day optic, which is a Night Force NX8 2.5 to 20. Made some custom bushings and stuff, and we're using a Super Yoder C clip-on thermal.
And they got a rangefinder on top there?
Yes, sir. This is a Silencerco radius.
Yeah, so I guess in the one I'm going to be running over here, I ended up dropping in my barreled action in a 223, and then the guys threw a can on. One of the guys we're hunting with tonight threw a can on it, and then I got another thermal on this as well. So it's all set up. We're going to be shooting this myself. So Sean was able to hook us up with some of his buddies here in Central Virginia. So we got Kyle and Alex here, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Yeah, my name is Alex Poole. I've been predator hunting for 20 plus years, and do a lot of tournaments all over the country, and just a lot of pleasure hunting too.
My name's Kyle CRICKENBERGER. Like Alex, I was born and raised here in Virginia, and Sean with DNA Firearms asked us if we take some guys out tonight to shoot some coyotes, so we're gonna see what we can do.
So we got one group going out with our camera guy from MDT, and we got one of the other guys here who's got a pretty sweet setup for NV camera system, so we should get some good footage and some solid hunting.
So Ryan, Kyle, and Alex are going to be going to another spot. We're going to be going to pick up Jamie Terry, otherwise known as JT, and he's going to be showing us around and showing us where he thinks there's some really good opportunity to kill some coyotes.
So my name's Jamie Terry. I do, like, I don't know, we don't really call it pro staff, I guess kind of field staff stuff for MFK Game Calls, DNA Firearm Systems, and Thermal Optics Plus. I'm gonna go ahead and try to shoot some coyotes. End of February. They should be somewhat vocal. Just gonna go hunt some cow pastures and stuff, see how it goes.
When you go out coyote hunting at night, the first thing we have to do is get the animal's attention and try to lure him into an area that we could harvest that animal. So in order to do that, what we're going to be using is a combination of mouth calls and an electronic caller.
I reckon see y'all in a little while. I'll just stand here.
Stephen Davis and John Alden killed a pair right here where you're standing. Jason Grossclose and Sean Reed killed their first coyotes in Appomattox right here where you're standing. Jason Wilson killed one right here.
I think we need to flip a 3-sided quarter, because there's more specimens than just me that could be at fault for this.
So the first spot we went to was one of JT's favorite spots. A lot of his friends have killed their first coyote there, but whether it was JT's opinion that it was Sean's fault or it was just the night, I guess we'll figure that out at some point. We're going to go down and try another spot out, as you'll see here, and you don't always kill them at every single stand, so that's just hunting.
What happened a minute ago when we got out was there was a pack of coyotes that were back about a few hundred yards, and then there was another one that was really close. And the close one, we didn't want to go by it without stopping to try to call it in. So what we're going to do now is we stopped and tried to call the close one in, but he's not playing fair. So now we're going to grab our rifles in the call, and we're going to go back about 300, 400 yards and see if we can get to this next group that was howling when we got out of the truck.
So we had been coyote hunting at this spot for a little bit, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we're expecting to see dogs come in. We look around and there's this animal. We have no idea what this thing is. The animal was somewhat unknown, but in Virginia there was only 2 animals that it could have been, and both were in season. One was a raccoon and the other was a bobcat. So we made the decision after some conversation about it that we were gonna be okay with putting either animal down. So at that point we decided to go ahead and shoot it. We knew that it was walking like a raccoon, but it had no tail, so it was a little confusing. But as you'll see here in the video, it was an animal that I was unfamiliar with until this night.
Y'all ain't gonna guess what this is. It's a bobcat.
A bobcat.
Have you ever seen such?
Look at the tail.
Yeah. You ever seen anything?
A bobcat.
A bobcat.
Somebody probably turned it loose. Maybe.
It's been like that for a long time. It's healed over, you know, ain't that cool?
I expect somebody. A lot of times they're like it, they're taking if somebody trapped it, you know, and then like trying to train a dog or something with it and turned it loose. They'll dock its tail or something just to
Mark it.
Just so they know.
That's a healthy coon right there. So they're supposed to have like a foot-long tail. So
Yeah, so now we're heading to another spot. Main thing we're after is coyotes. That was just kind of a side thing since we weren't going to kill any coyotes there anyway. Leading up to it, we knew it was going to be a good spot. We had walked in, it was a beautiful place, got set up, started calling. Jamie got the coyotes out. Sean shoots the first coyote and it stops. So Sean decides to shoot the first one. JT and I were on the second one because we knew it was going to be moving. We shot and he went down. As soon as we got ready to put a second round on him, he gets up and he starts running across the field. And so at that point, all 3 of us were trying to make an effort to put him on the ground. We've got this sound of this coyote screaming, and I know that probably sounds like it's the coyote that we shot, but I assure you it's not. There's a function on the electronic caller that when you shoot, it automatically switches over to a pup in distress, so you hear that dog screaming sound, and a lot of times it'll make them stop long enough that you can hit the next coyote if they come in pairs.
drag his big all the way back to the damn truck. Well, there he is. Good neck on the thing.
Pretty solid on it.
He's good size coyote.
So JT and Sean just put us on a double. We heard them back over the hill here. They lit up probably about 500 yards out. But we've got 2 dogs on the ground and couldn't ask for a better hunt so far. So looking forward to getting on another one.
He ain't real old.
2-year-old dog?
Probably 2-year-old dog. He might be 3. She looks 2. She's probably a year younger than he is.
JT's seen more coyotes dead than I've ever seen alive, so he's pretty much a wizard. He looks in their mouth and looks at something maybe to do with their canines, or maybe he can see all the way through the bottom of their mouth and into their brain and just know how old they are.
He saw something he didn't like, and
I got ready to shoot him then, but I didn't want to shoot and mess the footage up.
Because our dog turned before yours did.
Our dog had actually stopped when I woofed at him. He was already stopped.
Okay.
And then I woofed, yours stopped. And by the time you shot, this one was running the other way.
Oh, okay.
But it don't matter, they both on the truck now.
After we got these first 2 coyotes, everybody was just over the moon. We had been out, we had been on a few sets. We were starting to wonder if we were going to get skunked, but not hunting with JT and Sean. So we decided to move down, go down this person's driveway, which JT knows, and a place we had permission to hunt on because of this farmer allows us to go down there and hunt to try to protect his calves. So we went down that driveway, and it was just too much for those coyotes to take. They had to come out and see what was going on. So as these coyotes were coming over the hill, we were thinking about how to make sure we got both of them. As we talked about before in the other shoot, we wanted to make sure that if the coyote comes out to the call, we try to put them down on the ground. As you can see, the coyotes are going to come out from down in the bottom, and they're going to come up, and they're going to split. So when these coyotes split, we're not going to be able to see both coyotes in the same optic. At that point, we want to try to coordinate a shot between the 2 or 3 shooters to make sure that we're able to engage both coyotes simultaneously so that we can be more effective and not have to try to shoot at the coyote running.
1, 2, 3.
And we were able to successfully engage them both here in this shot.
We started calling here in this field. 2 coyotes came in. We're up on the high ground. They came in from low. They came in, they were probably about 150 yards away, and we just got another 2 coyotes on the ground. So good night so far. That's 4 down.
Boys, I got that one on record. I'm confident in that one.
I hope you get this first one, because goddamn, it ain't gonna get no prettier than that.
All right, real quick, can we get a good high kick on camera?
I'll be honored.
Do you need to stretch a little bit first?
What are you doing?
He's got to show us a good high kick.
I might could have got a slid, a sheet of paper underneath your foot.
Does that help or hurt? Ha! You all right? Good job.
I've been stretching.
Has the game warden ever stopped you for this?
They pay me a visit probably 4 or 5 times a year to inform me of all the calls they've getting in regards to a black Tahoe sitting out in front of the shop with bid on it. And I'll say, well, how many calls did you get? They'll say, well, we've gotten 3 so far today. I said, well, I've had 30 people give me thumbs up, so I'm up 10-1 right now.
After loading those dogs up, we went ahead and met up back where JT's truck was and said our goodbyes, and then headed on back to meet up with Ryan and Alex and Kyle.
So Kyle and our team went out. We got skunked unfortunately tonight. We had a couple come in, just couldn't connect on them.
So we went out with Sean and your buddy JT, and man, had a great time. Had 2 pairs come in. The 6 PRC did some work. Tell us about that thing.
Yeah, it's pretty violent. So I was running 87 grain burgers, about 39.40, and RPM sitting around 289,000, and it's pretty destructive. Don't much move when it hits, you know.
Yeah, I was surprised that 223 definitely did not knock them down by any means.
They're furred up good this time of year. They're a little tougher.
Oh, thank you so much for hooking us up with this.
Man. It was awesome.
Kyle,
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Brother, I appreciate you.